So today I'm going to show you the Medela Lactina hospital grade double pumping kit. So this kit is just the connections that you need for using the Lactina pump. Now, situations where you're going to use the Lactina pump are like mine, where my office provides me with not only a pumping space, but the actual pump itself. I just have to bring my parts. So the benefit of having a Lactina pump in your office space is there's no chance of sharing of fluids or contamination, because this actually is the pump, this little piston looking thing here, and I'll show you that when we open this up. And that just connects onto the pump, and I will take a video of that and you'll see that towards the end of this video of what that actually looks like. Now the Lactina Medela is it's a really expensive pump, so if you are going to use one, chances are you're going to use one that's sort of like communally. So they're pretty expensive for owning yourself, so I wouldn't recommend it, although they are very nice, reliable pumps. But you can get plenty of nice, reliable pumps in the few $100 range versus the $1,000+ range, which is what the Lactina pump costs. Now this set I got off of Amazon for around, I believe it was $40 to $45. And I just got it on the Amazon Prime. It came in 2 days with my Amazon subscription. As you can see, here's what the pump, the actual Lactina pump looks like. And I'll show you what ours look like. Ours are a little bit older than that. If I recall, I got a little bit of something in here. Okay, and so this is what's in the kit. You're gonna get the bottles, you're going to get the breast shields, the tubing, the little valves, the cylinder, the membranes, and the lids for the bottles. Okay, makes it very, very easy. Basically everything you need to pump using the Lactina pump, aside from the pump itself, is in this box. You can also get sets where it's just the cylinder, and the tubes, and then you can use your same valves if you have a Medela pump already. Chances are it came with some valves and some breast shields that you may already be using with your existing containers. So you can certainly still use that because it'll all fit together. It's all a Medela product. It's all meant to work together. It's just the tubing is going to be a little bit different because it's got these little connectors there, as well as this cylinder and piston are going to be different. So let's go ahead and open this up. It's got this little seal there. If for some reason you get one and the seal is broken, return it, because you want this definitely to be sanitary and unused. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Open it up. There's my bag of goodies here. So here's what that looks like. You can see all of those components that I was talking about are in this bag. Go ahead and cut that open and I will show you what this does. Okay, so empty the bag out. You've got your membranes, which you're probably used to using those. Those go in the little valves right here, if you can see that. And these are just a replacement extra membrane, so it's always handy to throw those in your pumping bag. You've got your caps for your bottles. All right, now let's untwist this and I'll show you some of the features here. Okay, so this is a setup that you're probably used to seeing if you use Medela. You've got your bottles, your 2 bottles, just standard. These are going to be your 5-ounce. And then you've got your breast shield flange. It looks like it comes with a 24mm, so if that's not your size, you're going to want to pull that off like you would a normal one and replace it with the one that you're used to using. And then here's your little membrane and your one-way valve. So that will come off. It's a little stuck on there, but that will come off to be able to wash that and sanitize it. And then these little membranes pop off like that too, which if you use this, you know that already. Okay, so looking at the parts that are specific to the Lactina pump. Now, obviously all of this is going to be in the instructions on how to use this, so you can definitely review that. But just for the sake of showing you, if you're a visual learner like I am, it's kind of easier to look at it this way. Okay, so you'll notice that the pumps, or the tubes, the one side that goes into the actual flange is going to be similar to what you're used to seeing with your pump tubes. They just pop right in there, just like that. Really simple, really easy. It's the other end that's a little bit different. It's going to have this little like triangular shape to it, and that's just so that it connects right here. Now this is interesting because it can, this little thing here, I'm going to undo that. You can actually spin this to plug one or the other of these holes in case you want to pump only one side. But otherwise, if you leave it where it's at with this little thing that moves around here, if you leave it where it's at, you can do the dual pumping. And you just make sure that those are firmly in there. And if you lose suction at all, always check these right here to make sure that they're in there tightly. Because I know that sometimes these might be a little bit loose and you can lose suction right there. Okay, so now we're going to look at the piston itself. You can see this part moves, and you can watch right there, and that's where your pressure is going to come. So if you're looking at how this goes into the pump, and I'll show you later, but here's the actual pump, and this little arm here, I don't know if you can see that very well. This little arm here is what moves, and it pulls this piston in and out, and that creates the suction here. And then this part just simply screws into this part. So now it's complete and it's ready to go. You just connect this to whatever devices you want to use. You know, you can pair this with the nursing bra. It makes it very, very easy. And then the other thing I want to point out here is you'll see some markings here. It says min all the way up to max, okay? And you'll notice that this turns. And this basically gives you the different amount of suction. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility. And you'll hear when you have it on min that it allows a little bit of air to escape. That means that you're going to be able to not have as much suction. So if you like to start out with a lighter suction, or you just need a lighter suction, then just keep it at the min. I always like to start at the min and kind of work my way up as far as it'll go. And when you get to the max, I mean, you can even feel it when you're pulling here. You can feel that there's a difference between the min and the minimum and the maximum. So that is your introduction to the Medela Lactina breast pump kit. Now, the other thing that I like to do is I like to grab one of these sterilization bags. This is nice to just throw into your breast pump kit, or your pumping bag, you know, that you carry around with you. This is really handy because the instructions are on the back. This bag is reusable, and it basically, you use a microwave to, I'm sure you've seen these before, to sanitize. And what's nice about these is I will bring this with me, and when I rinse out my bottles and I wash them in the places that are designated, I can take my little parts, obviously take them all apart. I can chuck them in here, throw them in the microwave for a few minutes, and then they're sanitized, and then I can set them out to dry. So that's really nice and easy versus having to bring, you know, I've got one of these things that kind of looks like a cake carrier for my at-home use for doing sanitizing of bottles and breast pump parts. But this is really handy, and actually I've started using this one at home as well. It's just really simple and makes quick work of it. So I'll usually take that with everything here to make sure that I'm doing proper sanitizing of all of my parts and pieces. Okay, well, that's all I've got for you. If you've got any questions or comments on any of this, or if there's anything else you want me to go over, feel free to comment down below. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye.